over to the control willingly due to fear and uncertainty. It's called problem reaction solution. You create a problem, the people demand a reaction, and then you offer a solution for the problem you covertly created. There are people who believe the government will create acts of terrorism on its own citizens that will later blame on religious zealots. I wouldn't rule that out as being possible or even likely, but on the other hand, the truth is there really are certain religious groups that believe in domination and subjugation by violence, in which case an evil government from whatever nation or region might find such a religion useful in the grand scheme of things, and said government might see an opportunity to manipulate events to further their agenda. That's all I'll say about that. Regarding healthcare, the FDA, and so on, there are deeper levels of this conspiracy that include a deliberate tainting of our food and water supply with certain chemicals that help sedate, afflict, impair, and or extinguish the population. Sodium fluoride in the water, mercury in the vaccines, aka thimerosal, the food being genetically modified, and the atmosphere being sprayed. It's geoengineering of the atmosphere. A lot of the airliners are spraying barium and aluminum oxide amongst other chemicals and heavy metals on us. Personal side note about the music and celebrities. There is an obsession currently taking place in social media about the Illuminati's participation in the lives of some of these music celebrities. My personal belief is this: if some of these artists are involved in the Illuminati cult, it would only be due to their monetary worth and not due to any intellectual contribution to the plot. I personally don't believe certain celebrities have been assassinated by this cult if such celebrities have no political influence or power. However, I can imagine it might be useful to the Illuminati to have mainstream artists create empty, meaningless, and or destructive content that gets pumped into the minds of the youth culture on a regular daily basis. This contributes to the dumbing down process at work in today's youth and may very well be creating a population that will be easier to control in the future. Lastly, because Judaism and Christianity says that mankind has free will and that free will is sacred because it's given by the one and only God, the Illuminati's greatest obstacle to fulfilling their plot is the Holy Bible. The belief in a creator who has created every human being in his own image is a great hindrance to this plot since it makes all human beings equal to one another, and that conflicts with the concepts contained in elitism. Therefore, the plot must include attacking and
besmirching, an attempt made at damaging the good reputation of someone or something in the opinion of others. Besmirching
the Holy Bible through the components I mentioned above: media and television programming, entertainment, educational systems, and political and government components. The idea is to abolish all religion and replace it with the worship of self and or humanism, all the while with the intent that an elite few be exalted to a level of society's saviors. Imagine a one-world government controlling a one-world monetary system and also a one-world religion where intellect is God, as long as it agrees with the collective intellect of the one-world system. Imagine making an intelligent conclusion that goes against the collective intellect of such a system. That system will make free thought a criminal offense, and that would be punishable by law. Please note, do not confuse intellectualism with intelligence. They are not the same thing, just as intelligence and education is not the same thing. Don't get them mixed up. Below is the YouTube link. I promise that will explain in more detail other portions of this conspiracy that I did not explain. And as I said before, what you choose to believe about any conspiracy is up to you. Many conspiracy theories are absurd and ridiculous. Take the portions that make sense and consider them somewhere in the back of your mind. But do not swallow any of it as a whole without doing your own personal research. And please remember, sometimes creating absurdity within a conspiracy or absurd conspiracy theorists actually helps the conspiracy itself. With that, that was Roberto. Roberto Revolucion Figueroa. I don't know how to say his last name. Sorry about that, Roberto. But I can kind of see what you're saying about people being a little over the top when they talk about some of these things. I can see this with Alex Jones, who went on the Piers Morgan show. I think it's on CNN. He was going on there debating gun rights, about how we have the Second Amendment, and it's not for hunting. It's not only for hunting and protecting our house, but it's to protect ourselves against the government in case they were ever to become tyranny ridden and fascist. That's why we have the Second Amendment. And anyway, Alex Jones was yelling like he was. If you watch the clip on YouTube, he was yelling, saying, 1776 will commence again if you try to take our firearms. We will not relinquish them. So he was just getting really loud, so people would see that. That would make a lot of coverage because if he would just play it cool, you know, he wouldn't. His message wouldn't get out there as far as it did if he were to exalt a lot more energy out. People would be like, Alex Jones yelling on the Piers Morgan show. Oh my god! Oh my god! You know what I mean? And that's what happened. A lot of media covered it. And on the after show, the on the Piers Morgan show, one of the commentators, or I would say more like a guest, was actually, yeah, we would probably shoot Alex Jones. Oh, you should shoot. You should put a suit on, an outfit. And what they meant by that, they said that the military should shoot him or something of that nature. But yeah, that but I could see what he was saying there about going over the top.